promoting and supporting some of the cornerstones of the American experience. It's all about family, faith, and freedom. Now let's get back to the Curtis Report with your host, Barry Curtis.
Love that music. Love it. Thanks. Welcome back to the Curtis Report. Talking about Susan Hall, Dallas County District Attorney, first female district attorney in Dallas County. You know, we don't hear enough about that. You know, first female district attorney of Dallas County. Rockin'. Hats off to Susan Hawk for that. First DA, female DA of Dallas County. I love that. We ought to call Hillary on that. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? First female DA, Dallas County. She's also the first Republican to win countywide office since 2004. But the first woman DA of Dallas County. I love it. We endorsed Susan Hawk back in last year. During the campaign, we endorsed her. The Curtis Report, the Curtis Initiative endorsed her. She's been on the program. I'm a strong supporter of Susan Hawk. I think she's a strong conservative. I think she's got great credentials. I think she's very competent in the office. I think she's there about crime, focusing on crime prevention, putting the bad guys in jail where they need to be put in jail. And Susan is doing and will do a good job. We were talking in a couple of segments previous to this about the Dallas Morning News expose, a couple of articles written. I think Gromer Jeffers wrote something in there. Tristan Hallman, I think that also wrote the Dallas Morning News, a couple of pieces of Dallas Morning News, and they had a couple of exposés about it. I don't appreciate the titles. 3 months in DA engulfed in turmoil. I don't think it's turmoil. She fired a couple of people. Bill Werski and Jennifer Bolito. And look, and here's the reason, and this is good because I like the reason she's indicating she fired Bill. Okay, let's talk about this. The reason she fired Bill. She said that she and Bill Werski had strong personalities and clashed when they started working together at the DA's office. She said that Werski, that friend, Bill Werski, that she fired, had a sense of entitlement from years of friendship that interfered with his ability to accept her as his boss. Now think about that. You know, and I know, and I run a business. I have 60 plus employees. You can't. It's very difficult. You all know this. To be a boss of your friend. They do have a sense of entitlement. They don't take you seriously. This is a serious job. It's a serious position. Dallas County District Attorney. She doesn't need somebody second in command questioning what she does. Friend or not. I think it takes courage. I think it takes backbone to fire a friend. But that's what she felt she needed to do to run that office appropriately. That's what she felt like she needed to do to serve the citizens of Dallas County, was to fire Bill Werski. She did it. Kudos to her. Hats off to Susan Hawk. She is a hawk and not a dove. She is a hawk and not a sparrow. So she fired one of her friends and put the interest of the citizens of Dallas County first. Amen, Susan Hawkins. Susan Hawk, I like that. That makes perfectly good sense. And the deal of the matter is, if you're in a leadership role, and you're a strong leader and you're actually doing the work of Dallas County, it's tough. Everyone won't like you. You will make enemies. You have to make tough choices and tough decisions. And she's done so. Firing Bill Werski apparently was appropriate. It was appropriate to do. She's very close to him. There was incidents that she later withdrew this allegation. Susan did. But that she accused of Werski of even breaking into her house, getting personal items that belonged to her. I mean, the issue is you can't work with folks like this. If that's her friend and you're that close, fire him like she did and you move on. That's perfectly good sense to me. Kudos to you, Susan Hawk, for doing so. And ironically enough, you've even got the backing or the former representatives there on the Democratic side. You know? Heath Harris, I'm quoting the Dallas Morning News, who served as the first assistant under Watkins, said that before Worski's firing, said this, that the hardest part of being a leader of an office that size is trying to make sure you can trust people to carry out your mission. That's true. No. This is coming from Craig Watkins, employee, before she took office, before she fired Bill Worski. This is coming from Craig Watkins' employee, her opponent's employee that she beat, and the incumbent, worked for the incumbent, this employee, Heath Harris. I've met Heath before. Heath Harris said, look, you got to have people there that you trust. Susan knows that better than anybody else. She fired him. So what? He's a disgruntled employee, going around acting like a whiny little brat now. Hats off to Susan Hawk. Fire some more. Do the work that we elected you to do in Dallas County. You're not there to make friends. You're not there to carry your friends with you. You're not there to be friends on the job. Susan, you're there to put the bad guys in jail to keep us safe here in Dallas County. I like Susan. Now, Jennifer Bolito. Somebody else she fired. Jennifer says that she witnessed Hawk make rash decisions and described her as very paranoid. A friend and former co-worker of Hawk, speaking on the condition of anonymity, is somebody besides Jennifer, out of fear of retribution, told the Dallas Morning News that less than 10 days before Worski's firing, Hawk accused her first assistant of using DA forfeiture funds to obtain a key to her house from a Park Cities area locksmith and then break in and steal compromising photos of her. This is somebody, someone wants to be anonymous. This is the Dallas Morning News hyping this story up. This is an anonymous person. I don't give a hootin' heck about an anonymous source that no one can find, won't come on the record. No one knows anything about. Really, Dallas Morning News? That's how you do this? Really? Romer Jeffers, that's how you do this thing? An anonymous source won't come on the record. They don't want to be identified. What kind of hockey is that? You're talking about a district attorney, first woman district attorney. Isn't that really catty? Jennifer Bolito, isn't that really catty of you? You should be there in support of this conservative woman in this office. But instead, you're flaming. You're fuming. What the heck am I trying to say? You're fanning the flames. That's what I'm trying to say. Fanning the flames here. Really, Jennifer Bolito? Rash decisions, very paranoid. This is what the Dallas Morning News quotes you as: very paranoid, rash decisions. Really, unbelievable. I'd fire you too. Really, Jennifer Bolito? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tom Nowak, who is, and Tom's good. Tom's been on the show. I like Tom. He has some concerns about Susan Hawk. And, he's, I think he may have been quoted in this article here. I may have read it someplace else, but he may have been quoted in that article about, we got to kind of wait and see what's going on with this thing, so on and so forth. Tom, I get it. You can bring up some concerns. I got to get Tom back on the show. Tom, come back on the show and let's talk about this. But, and that's fine. Get Susan back on the show, too. I'm going to reach out to Susan here in the next couple of days. We'll get her back on the show and talk about these things. But, fundamentally, Tom, you got to support her. First Republican statewide office since 2004. First woman in the office. She deserves, in her position, that tough position, the benefit of the doubt. She has a right to have the people work for her who she wants to work for her. That's her prerogative. They serve at her convenience. She fired them. So be it. Hey, we got to take a quick break. Last break. Promise, last break. We'll be right back with more of the Curtis Report in just a moment.